Welcome, my beautiful, handsome, creative Libras. Welcome to your reading for February 2023. I'm a little late. I have a good reason. I'm actually collaborating with my daughter on her channel because my channel got hijacked. So, if you're looking for Archangel Guidance, it's me. I'm just on Jenny Love Tarot, her channel. And, and sometimes things happen, but I feel like now her and I are going to really be able to collaborate and do like mother-daughter spreads for you where you're going to get both of our perspectives, in the same reading. So, that should be fun. Anyways, welcome, Libra. I want to give a shout out to my very handsome and very creative nephew, Sean, who is September 24th. My beautiful and also very artistic granddaughter, Lily, she is the 14th. She's becoming a young woman. And then my sister, October 15th, also beautiful, creative. She's crossed over. She's Sean's mother. And you guys know, many of you have been with me for a while. We feel her in our readings all the time. So, and why wouldn't she be, right? I'm her sister. Her son is a Libra. So anyway, this is going to be for Libra, sun, moon, or rising. Some of you are intuitively guided, and, just trust your intuition. There just may be a message you need to hear that for some reason you didn't hear it under your sun sign or your moon or your rising. Or you may have some type of planetary action in this sign, in your chart. So I just feel like if you're drawn to a reading, trust your gut. And just be open to the messages. So let's go ahead and get into the reading. We're going to use 4 different deck, guys. We're going to use the Gilded Tarot to do our clarifying. 8 of Cups on the bottom. Didn't want to come with that. We'll leave it at the bottom. 8 of Cups could be talking about the clearing of the emotional house. But that person in the 8 of Cups, they spent some time in their emotional house, figured it out, got emotional balance back again. And that can just mean like instead of dealing with emotional turmoil, let's just say, I drink or I cover it up. And now maybe I face it, what I can fix, I fix. What I can't, and I move on to the 9 of Cups, which is about inner harmony. So the 8 of Cups is a very important energy, right? Because this is where you're really finding that emotional balance. And 8 is all about a new beginning, and its affinity. Means you're not, even though 8 talks about self, you're not walking this trip alone, let's just say. Okay, with our Mother Mary oracles, which we're going to start with. We're also going to use the Angel Tarot as an oracle, and then we're going to use the Light Seers as your main spread. I felt like, I don't know, Light Seers was just calling for me for you. All right, let's go ahead and give it a couple shuffles. Everything's pre-shuffled, but we like to shuffle when you're here. Okay. I'm doing your reading on a Sunday. What time is it? It's probably about, it's 5 o'clock. It's 5:11. 5:11. 5, 6, 7. We're in a universal year 7. Okay. Tenderness. I am both gentle and powerful. I am both gentle and powerful. Well, that is the Empress's energy. It's the Empress energy also. Gentle, but yet powerful. And I don't feel like powerful means like in an egotistical way. You know, we need the ego body. But it's more about, I feel like I've been through it. And because I've been through it, it does give me this sense of power, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't run from things. I don't know. We'll see. We'll read that at the end from the book, but it's definitely going to let us know through the reading why it's here. All right, let's do the Angel Tarot. Give it a shuffle or two. You know, to those of Jen's already subscribers, I want to say thank you for inviting me in and listening to my readings also. And for my subscribers, I want to say thank you for subscribing to Jen's channel. You know what I mean? Because, whoa, okay, well, we're not taking all that. That we have a Queen and a King. A Queen and a King came out. Oh, I'm sorry. The Knight. Okay. Wow. The Knight of Pentacles. I'm sorry. The Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups. Some type of fulfillment coming to your life. And, you know, it's pretty much unexpected. Let's read what it says. Romantic, flirtatious, introspective, fickle, falling in love, being swept off your feet, a sudden love affair, a lack of balance in a relationship, situations or topics that make your heart flutter, a love of art and poetry. And I feel like, why can't it, like, I have a feeling it's like all of the above. Knight of Cups, and he's coming right for the Queen. Generous, practical, gracious, materialistic. It's funny because when I think of like materialistic, I think of a life path 8 who really is, you know, I feel like they're meant to come here and master, you know, like that part of life. You know what I mean? It's like their soul's craving. Anyway, the ability to make anything more beautiful. A love of family and home. Be practical about how you proceed. A love of art and beauty. A love of art and beauty. A love of art and beauty. A sensible approach. I have a feeling something or someone is coming towards you, and it's interesting that both have a love of art and poetry. Oh, I'm sorry, this is a love of art and beauty. This is a love of art and poetry. But what I feel like what it's talking about, though, is really like-minded. Like, you know, this is talking like about someone new coming in. Maybe someone new, you know, and again, like I'm not expecting it. It's just, you know, potentially being swept off my feet. But I feel like it may be coming in that venue, you know, of creativity, the arts, in that way. And again, it feels like it's maybe unexpected, like almost like someone hires me, I take the job, and it's like, I don't want to say love at first sight, but something at first sight. Now, it can happen in a million different ways, but that's how I feel like it's happening. Okay, well, let's keep going. Let's bring in the light seers. We're going to go ahead and give them a shuffle or two. You know, I feel like tenderness with Mother Mary. I am both gentle and powerful. Not that I feel like anyone's fearing anything here, though I just got goosebumps. But if I am, or, you know, sometimes it's just natural, I just got to remember, like, it's okay to be gentle, and it's okay to be powerful, and it's okay to be both. And I feel like the right one, that's exactly what they're going to love about you. The wrong one, I don't know. I feel like they wouldn't know how to deal with you. Well, I don't know that you would deal with them. Bring the lid down before I forget. Alright, we have the moon. Card of Pisces. Ruler of Cancer. The moon can certainly cast shadows. You know, uncertainty. And I feel like if I'm uncertain about this cup that's coming towards me, then I really want to try to use the logical mind. But I feel like, you know, even though, and listening could certainly be a Pisces or a Cancer, but beyond that, I feel like I'm going to know very quickly, because I feel like I feel like it's a person, but it can be a person, an opportunity, or it may be an opportunity that turns into something more. But I don't feel like I go in that knowing that. We have the Tower. And then we have the Page of Pentacles. You know, it's funny because the two cards that mirror each other are really kind of unexpected energy. So we think. Like the Tower, you know, sometimes feels destructive because we didn't expect it. Though I feel like even if we say that, we kind of knew it. You know what I mean? Like we felt it somewhere along the way. You know, and a tower isn't the end of the world. It's just an end of that something. For some of you, I feel like there may be someone who comes in who is very romantic. And I feel like that might scare you. Because I feel like they're going to be very good with their words. I feel like you're very good with your words. Like, you know, I'm feeling really like-minded type energy. I almost feel like someone will say to you, like, I don't know, I just had this epiphany about you, or to move in this direction, or to take this class, or to learn about, you know, the arts, and then I met you. But I felt guided, like all of a sudden, like something piqued my interest, and I followed that. You know, does this beautiful thing coming towards you have the potential of what's mirroring at the Tower? Of course it does. And I say that because we have free will, right? And if I go into it, like, it's natural to have fear, but I need to work through that fear, right? I need to be realistic, figure out, is it due to the past? Is it due to this person? But anyway, I feel like, you know, let's say we had the Eight of Swords around us, which is a self-created prison. Well, if we remained in that energy, then yeah, I think it's, even if this was, and it could be vice versa too, but even if this is like, you know, it could go to the tower, but it can also go the opposite way. You know what I mean? It can be everything. And maybe it's meant to be everything. Okay. Let's keep going. We have the Hermit, your neighbor. Sean on the 24th is right on the cusp. You know, this is the wise one. This is, you know, someone who is gentle and powerful, because they've learned. To me, this means that, you know, that some of you have had it difficult, no doubt. But I feel like that difficulty, in some way, illuminated the light in you. And I mean like the power part of you. I feel like the Hermit becomes the wise old teacher. And I don't mean old as in age, but maybe just lifetimes. Lifetimes of wisdom. And, you know, maybe it's this queen that's, I don't know, that's spreading her knowledge to the world, let's say. Okay, well, hello, Ten of Cups. Libra. It's a house of harmony. It's a house of love, laughter, joy. Doesn't promise that there won't be any difficulties, but what it does tell you is the people in this house, if there's a difficulty, they work at it together. You know, there is that special person. We have Judgment, your spiritual team. Judgment is a call to the present moment. You know, the Tower is the past, and Judgment is the present. And, you know, it's interesting too, because before Judgment came out, I was just looking at this page over here, and I thought to myself, I bet for some of you, like, this is the younger you. And I don't know, maybe you're doing something, well, again, I feel like, you know, I feel like the similarities, it's not because like I'm watching you. It's because I was drawn on that path. And I'm talking about this night. Like, he was drawn on that path. On that path lies you. Even if you knew this person, Judgment is calling you to the present moment. Talks about a rebirth. It's connecting with the spiritual body, especially as it relates to like any towers, previous towers. You know, again, and I feel like if anybody came in like asking the question like, well, if I say yes to something, you know, is it just going to end up in the tower? Well, if I think that it will, it could. But if I think differently, You know, and that doesn't mean like just go with it. Because you are supposed to use your wisdom. You know what I mean? And I feel like just the energy that I'm feeling, like I feel like if anything came up against me that really wasn't for me, I would know it and I would feel it. And I feel like I'd feel it pretty quickly. But I do feel like you're meant to have some type of rebirth. And the Ten of Cups is connected right to it. Now, that doesn't mean a rebirth with whoever was in this Ten of Cups. Now, maybe. I'm not saying definitely not. But for many of you, I feel like this night, because this night is what's really starting the ball rolling. And ultimately, here is the Ten of Cups. You know, interesting, like, you know, we'll go to the Tower or we'll go to the Ten of Cups. Well, I got to stay in the present moment, and I got to use the wisdom that I've gained from my life's experiences and probably even, you know, lives before that. And then I feel like, yes. Okay, let's keep going. Well, there's that Nine of Cups. There's that Nine of Cups. So we saw the Eight of Cups, and I feel like we were meant to see it. I don't feel like we were meant to like dwell on it. You know, we'll see if it comes back out, but like still, I don't feel like we're meant to dwell on it, because I feel like it's probably energy that, you know, you've already been working on. Again, it's about yourself. It's about your emotional house. And probably what's happened is like previous towers landed in your emotional house, and of course it makes it fearful to like take a chance and take a leap, right? But if I look at it with a different perspective, then I can really see that, like, yeah, maybe I did get screwed over, but, you know, could that have been a blessing in the long run? Maybe. Nine of Cups is about finding inner harmony. It's interesting because I feel like this page for some of you is you. And I feel like someone hears, you know, it's interesting. This is probably a whole different other story, because I feel like this page is you, and I feel like they may hear that you're single, or you're available. You know, let's just say it's not relating to love. Let's say it's relating to a career or something, though there would have to be a love for it. But nonetheless, I feel like, because I feel like I'm kind of celebrating down here in the Nine of Cups. You know, and this is where, you know, first of all, I feel like you feel free. You feel free from old emotional burdens. In the Nine of Cups, I feel like, you know, I'm finding my love for life again. And then we have the Queen of Wands. I don't know why. I just thought I just saw a bunch of words written on this card. I'm like, what? But there's not. Queen of Wands can be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But, you know, it's interesting because we have two queens with the Hermit in between them. This queen is looking back at the Nine of Cups, and she's happy about it. And I think what she's done is, I feel like there may have been like just some type of drama in her life, and I feel like instead of like joining them, she left them. She separated herself from them. She rose above it. She rose above them. And I feel like, you know, it's something that I learned to do. Like, maybe I used to just like get in it. You know what I mean? Like, I'd get down and get dirty. And I guess sometimes we need to, right? But other times it's just like, what am I fighting for? What am I fighting for? That was my stomach, by the way. I tell you that because sometimes my stomach will growl because I know it's 5 o'clock. And people mistake it. You know, I'll be like, ooh, I heard a growl. Alright. Alright, we have the Devil. We have Capricorn. Holding his hand out. Like calling to you. And then we have the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands. Fast-moving energy in the Eight of Wands. But it's also what you think about, you bring about. Again, it's an 8. So, you know, I want to think about that now. I don't want you to, like, freak out about it. Just, like, if I want to manifest... a good life, or something in my life, I want to believe that it can be so. But then it's like I understand, like, that my energy is really going to determine what comes back to me. In the Eight of Wands, I feel like 4 of those wands are your intention that's going out into the universe, and then the law of attraction, it has to meet that vibration, and then it comes back. So that's what I want you to think about, is just your vibration. You know what I mean? And what do I mean by that? Well, are you stuck in the past? Can you not move past the past? And if you can't, why? I mean, you can. You can. But if you think you can't, why do you think that? We have the Four of Cups on the bottom of the deck. Interesting. First of all, this talks about your using your spiritual discernment. This person, well, normally you'll see in the deck someone's receiving, like there's a cup coming in, and it feels like it's from the hand of God. But the Four of Cups can be like not being proactive in my own life. This can be a sense of boredom. Since it's the same old thing kind of thing, but am I doing anything to change it? Am I doing Seven of Pentacles? Some of you may find you may find like this extra time on your hands, and you may start getting like these ideas, or like you start thinking about something, you know what I mean, and then you start breaking it down in your head, and then you're like, you know what, I'm going to look it up, and next thing you know, you're into something. That's kind of way I feel like the energy is going to go. So I feel like who's ever in the Four of Cups, where, maybe I'm not really being proactive in my life. And listen, maybe I'm fine in that, right? But this night is certainly going to make a difference. Because ready or not, here I come. Doesn't mean you have to accept it. It's interesting because I'm here, the Devil's kind of, captivating me a little bit, and I'm thinking to myself, I feel like sometimes this Devil, anyway, is representing, like, energy of, like, the type of people I've been attracted to. And it could be people who live in darker type energy. They're more comfortable, like Pisces. Some of the water signs really are more comfortable with people who live, and when I say dark, it doesn't have to mean like I do bad things. It just mean that, like, it's I don't know. It's like I'm okay not manifesting. I don't know. Or, you know, it can be very illusionary energy also. So I just feel like it can be, I feel like it's representing for some of you, you know, why was I always attracted to, or why am I always attracted to the bad boy? Why am I always attracted to the bad girl? Maybe just because it was fun for a while. But when it comes to commitment, I feel like for some, I almost feel like, you know, you wouldn't have gotten really the type of life that you wanted anyway. Like, even if they, or maybe you did make a commitment, and I feel like, you know, like my life didn't turn out the way that I had thought that it would. And I feel for some, it was because someone just was immature, and like, there's nothing you could do about it. Just nothing you could do about it. You know, people grow apart sometimes, and that's okay. Alright, we have the Three of Wands. Well, I like that, because it means that you're definitely considering whatever this night's bringing in. This is you looking at your life and thinking of all that can be. You know, the person in this energy, it's like, I know my ships will come in when they're ready to come in. But in the meantime, like Judgment is saying, enjoy the present moment. You know, maybe someone is coming in that's going to be very romantic. And maybe you're going to find yourself very romantic. And, you know, it's almost like a shame to miss it. We have the High Priestess, your intuition, your higher self. You know, sometimes I feel like we do have the answers to all of our questions. We just have to trust ourselves. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, Anyway, we have the Five of Pentacles coming over the moon. Well, this definitely represents something. Five, first of all, talks about a change. This change is unexpected, as is the Tower usually. This means that potentially you were the one who felt like thrown out into the cold. You know, these people feel somewhat tattered and worn out. But truthfully, it's like as they move through this journey, they're moving into an energy of, you know, it's kind of like, it's interesting because if I go straight down, it's kind of, you know, don't take this the wrong way, but I feel like for some of you, like the signs were there. The signs were there. And that's okay. You know, that I missed them and maybe like, you know, and then boom, I'm thrown out into the cold. But yet I could see it coming. Kind of, sort of. And I feel like that's if you're honest with yourself. Now, I know that's not everyone's situation. Some of you, maybe you had no idea. You know, but I feel like it's interesting because I feel like you always meet the right person to help you along that part of the journey. And that could be in a friend, a confidant. It may be in a lover. You know what I mean? I just feel like it's like the universe provides the right person to help you out of, or help you move through. All right, let's keep going. I feel like some of you may have like some type of block, like a creative block, like a writer's block, or a, you know, like I'm writing a song and like, dang it, I can't think of lyrics, and I think that I'm saying that because I feel like your struggles are a great thing to talk about, to sing about, to write about. Look at that. Beautiful. The Chariot. You know, the Chariot doesn't come out just because it wants to come out. The Chariot comes out because the person earned the Chariot, deserves the Chariot, can handle the Chariot. You know, and it's interesting because the Chariot talks about unlimited energy. And it's, the Tower feels like it's the opposite end. Almost like there's hell, here's heaven. Or I'm on my way anyway. The Chariot is really controlled by, or ran by, you know, I want to say mind control. Like, I tell the Chariot where to go. And interesting that the Eight of Wands is down here, almost like confirmation of that. You know, these two horses to me represent the light and dark, the masculine and the feminine within ourselves. And it's like finding that balance. And that's why the Chariot, you know, it can't drive straight if there's not balance. That's a great sign. You know, if nothing else, I feel like it's moving you, potentially, if you allow it, out of your struggles. And there does feel like there's something new that's coming in. All right, let's keep going. Card of Cancer, by the way. I don't know if I said that. Oh, boy. All right, well, hello, lovers. Card of Gemini. Interesting, coming over this Page of Swords. I'm saying interesting. I know I say that a lot, but to me, everything was so interesting. Over the Page of Swords, because I'm feeling, for some of you, it's like a younger you. And it's interesting because who's ever in this night, maybe someone that you already know who has come to that realization. And I feel like there's nothing you need to do, because I feel like what's ever going to happen is just going to happen. You know, what can I do in the meantime? Well, I can just, you know, I can make sure my house is clean. I can make sure that, you know, I'm in the Nine of Cups as much as I can be. And that I'm open, right? I'm open to the universe. But, you know, this time, I'm expecting really unlimited potential. The Lovers. That's chemistry. You know, it is a head over heart decision. That's the meaning of the card. And I feel like, of course, yeah, that probably came in play with this night. You know, and I'm saying knight, but remember who sends the knight. It's the king or the queen. Well, this knight's coming right to the queen. So I'm assuming it's the king. And, you know, it's interesting that I just said that, because now I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe it's coming in a form of communication. But still, at the same time, I feel like the energy of being swept off your feet. The King of Swords. Well, okay. Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, sitting right next to Gemini. But, you know. Alright, let's talk about this King. Because, you know, often I'll say the signs, but then I'm not even thinking about whether it's that sign or not. It's just about the person. So the King coming in the upright with the Lovers right next to him, and the Hermit underneath him. I feel like this is someone who has learned a lot through life. I feel like this is someone who has learned, the art of communication. I feel like this is someone who lives within their truth. And when I say their truth, I mean the truth. You know what I mean? There's no false illusions. The truth is the truth is the truth. I feel like this is someone who lives with honor. Now, it doesn't mean I was always that way, right? I'm a king now, but I was a page at one time. Wow. Look at that. 2 of Cups directly over the 10 of Cups. Interesting, because the 5 of Pentacles is like, actually, it feels like me leaving a relationship. You know, boom, it's over. Just like that. It's over. Maybe it began just like that. But nonetheless, I feel like, you know, getting through that period, and that is temporary time. And that's what you got to tell yourself. This is temporary. But I feel like, almost like, you know, from the 10 of Pentacles down to the 5 of Pentacles. But now I feel the 10 of Pentacles, or the 5 of Pentacles, up to the 10 of Cups. Different type of energy. Different type of house. And then you have the 2 of Cups over that. Come on. Soulmate. You know, it's like a great romance story. I don't know. All of a sudden, I'm thinking like The Notebook. You know what I mean? Because not everything was great in that movie. Like, you know, certainly wasn't. You know, she almost married someone else. Well, you know. But ultimately, where they ended up. 2 Cups. And then look at this, the Fool, coming right over Judgment. Listen, the Fool's all about a brand new start. The Fool is all about taking a leap of faith. On what? Well, it's mirroring the Lovers. So something that's coming toward you. You know, I cannot help but think it's love. But I feel like the chemistry is off the charts. Now, maybe it's not even immediate. I don't know, because I feel like in a way, it's like somebody comes in and I feel like they romance you. And I feel like you should let them. You know, it's like, allow it to happen. And I'm not talking about moving fast. I'm talking about quite the opposite. Like allowing someone to show me. You know, it's almost like I'm not even saying it. I'm just like allowing someone to be who they are. I'm seeing who someone is before I'm jumping in full force. The Fool. Take a chance on me. Take a chance on you. Destiny, baby. Destiny. You know, interesting. It's like literally some of you have been through hell. Only to now to begin to start to find your heaven. You know, even though this is unexpected and all that, I in no way think that your soul didn't plan this before it came here on earth. Not just your soul, 2 soulmates. But I feel like it's that energy of, we don't know about it when we're born. We're born with amnesia. Will we find each other? Whoa. Now, that doesn't mean that you didn't go and get married to someone else and maybe divorced and that they didn't. It's not even, it's just, it's kind of magical once you really break down the patterns and see like, oh, okay, I get now maybe why that happened, because that moved me into this, and this moved me into that. You know what I mean? Like, you can break it down and see it. Alright. We have well, first of all, we have the Knight of Cups. Hello, Knight of Cups again. Now connected directly to your will. This is your will. Your destiny. But you do have free will at the same time. So here's this Knight again, right? Being pretty proactive. 7 of Cups. I don't know. I've been attracted to a lot of bad guys. You know? I want to make sure you're not that. And I feel like, okay, you have every right to go ahead and make sure. Like, I don't feel like there would even be a problem with that. 7 of Cups is trying to make a decision, a choice, picking a cup in chaotic type energy. So I feel like the answer there is, okay, that I need to learn to center myself amongst the chaos. Center myself. Some of you may look at it and be like, well, I'm not going to do it because it's probably going to be what I've already had. And that is, you know, like, if that is the case, which I don't know why it would be, like, I don't know why your spiritual team would come out and say, let's move to the present moment, right? Here's where you're being called to be the Fool. The Fool's energy is unlimited. Your outlook is 9/10 of the law. Look at that. Holy crap. The Ace of Cups. So many love readings this month. Oh my God. And just like I thought, the Ace of Swords. First of all, 2 aces. Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Swords. What's above it? The Fool. Am I going to take a leap? A leap of faith. First of all, ring ring, maybe. And then the Ace of Cups. Love. You know, and it's unconditional love, and that can certainly represent more than one lifetime. Like we're, you know, like we're soul connected, always and forever. And, you know, maybe we come down and play different roles at different times. Maybe sometimes we're in our lives and sometimes we're not. But this one feels like, it's about romance. I'm sorry. I feel like you have to take a chance. Look at that. And the Devil again. So double Capricorn, first of all. My granddaughter Faith is a Capricorn. And it's interesting because, like, you know, I definitely see that side of her. Of like, you know. But I also see the other side of her, like the, just, I love it. I don't know how to say it. Like, I just love it. Just carefree and open, even though, and someone who stands up for themselves at a young age. Anyway, I don't know why I'm talking about all that. Double Capricorn for some. This could talk about certainly someone who's coming back, and maybe at one time, right? I was the bad boy, I was the bad girl. But I don't feel like that's how, if that's what's happening, that's how it would be. Like, I feel like that's when I was a page, but I'm a king now, or I'm a queen now. Tenderness, I'm both gentle and powerful. And if that's the case, then I don't have to worry about, hey, let's see what happens here. Okay. I think what I want to do is I just want to go across the spread. Well, with the King of Wands now matching the Queen of Wands' energy. Oh, there's another one here. We have the Knight of Swords. Huh. Some type of communication is happening. You know, and I feel like who I'm speaking to right now, I feel like, I don't want to say, I want to say your old souls, because I feel like you get what I'm saying when I say a lot of this is about the energy. And if I look back, I start to understand, like, you know, what got me from one point to the next point, even my most difficult times, and maybe more there than ever. Because I feel like there's a real need, especially for this year, to know oneself. And I feel like if you can know yourself, and that means know your weaknesses, but know your strengths, right? There's that balance. I feel like everything's going to be all right. Everything's going to be all right. 7 of Wands. And then we have the Emperor. Card of Aries. Can be a father figure. Some of you can talk about someone that you had a child with. For some of you, this can talk about business ownership, becoming the leader. How? Why? Because of your struggles. Again, it's like, I don't need to regret. I need just to learn, understand, and then let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Emperor. I don't know, Libra. I feel like a woman. It's funny how I used to watch tarot readings. I haven't watched any in a long time. I just don't have the time. But you know, someone else like me would break out into song, and it's like just a little piece. And even myself, like, I used to get a lot of comments be like, "Why are you singing?" Like, oh, I hate when tarot readers just break out into song. I don't feel like we mean to. I feel like it's just like, because we're like an open vessel at this point. And sometimes I think the songs may mean something to you. The Moon. I don't even know why I'm still taking cards, but I am. Look at this, the Empress, the Emperor and the Empress. 9 of Cups. 4 of Swords. Okay. Healing. There's something going on, I feel like. I don't know how this can't be related to your love life, but definitely creatively, but it feels like love also. And listen, again, it may start as like a creative project, and who knows where it goes. Here is the Empress, right? Gentle and powerful. Sitting next to the 9 of Cups, like, you know what? Kind of enjoying my life. 4 swords there. I feel like it's like, you know, I spent the time to heal. Doesn't mean I stopped living. I just allowed myself to heal, you know, and part of that is me. Because there are 4 swords, and one of those swords, it's a sword that we're lying upon. It's our own truth, our own reactions. You know what I mean? Our own, like, did we stay past the 5? But listen, I feel like this is talking about what wants to happen. With Judgment saying, I need you in the present moment. because something's coming in and it's going to sweep you off your feet. And I feel like, maybe, you know, I shouldn't say that, because maybe it's not. Maybe for some it's actually like sweeping you off your feet, but I feel like for other it may be like a slow burn. You know what I mean? But I feel like ultimately the potential of where it can land is the Ten of Cups. Okay, let's read tenderness. I feel like I've had you here long enough. You're probably most of you've left by now. Tenderness. I appreciate those of you who stick around. This card counsels you to approach your current situation gently. It acknowledges and honors your deep sensitivity and asks you to do the same. If someone or something feels too harsh, trust that it is so for you. Your tenderness is a spiritual gift that allows you to feel the presence of Mother Mary and the angels. Trust your feelings as accurate messengers that guide you in healthy directions. You drew this card because your current situation calls for you to honor your sensitivity while maintaining your boundaries. It's time for you to be both nice and assertive. Lovingly speak your truth to others. Mother Mary also guides you to develop physical strength through exercise and tenderly caring for your body. I love you guys. All I know is some type of joy is coming in. And I do know it's been after a struggle. And I have to say, I feel like that's been for a lot of us. You know, January was one of the worst months. I'm not even going why for me. You know, it's when I had the accident, I broke my foot, sprained my wrist, and then my YouTube channel got hijacked. My email that's associated with my YouTube got hijacked. And then I reach out to Google. I go, you know, and the number that comes up for Google, they're scammers, and they're probably the same scammers. And they're telling me to go get a $500 credit card at Rite Aid or CVS, had to be, and it had to be a vanilla Visa, and put $500 on it, and then take a picture of it, front and back, and then a copy and also a picture of the receipt. You think you're like, how stupid you so I'm like, I have a whole long text. I sent it to the Attorney General. I'm like, you don't mess with a Virgo. I sent everything to the Attorney General. I sent it to YouTube. I sent it to Google. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I kept telling him, okay, I bought the card. And he's like, okay, go ahead and take a picture. First, they led me on for 2 days. It's almost like it was part of it, you know. Interesting. Anyway, I said I wasn't gonna lay it all on you, and then I do. But that was January for me, and February, some of it's still, you know. But what I've also realized is maybe I'm just meant. Maybe my daughter and I, because you know we read very similar but differently. She's very comfortable in the 20 minutes and below readings, where I'm that long, maybe too drawn out reading. But I know some like that. So it's interesting that we'll have both. So we'll see. Who knows? Maybe it was the best thing. Anyways, I love you guys. Sorry for dumping all my crap on you. This is all about joy, not about what I just said, so let that go. And I don't know, I feel like just let it in. Let it in. All right, I'll see you next time at our table. Bye-bye.